the incomparable Mel Brown and Blues for We, 8:03 the time. Welcome to a Monday edition of the Mornings with Ed show on the all-new Voice of Laguna. Absolutely delighted to have you with us across the country. Welcome in. As we do each and every Monday, we are honored to welcome a fantastic artist for the Artist Corner. And today, my God, if you rolled through the Festival of Arts grounds and you're on your way to the Pageant of the Masters, you cannot walk into that arena without walking by this magnificent artist's art. Debby Scherer is a California-based fine artist, and she's inspired by her own personal photographs. She has an amazing story to tell. And if while we're talking, if you have the opportunity to get on a laptop and check out some of her art, I would suggest doing so. But in the meantime, we welcome in for the conversation Debby Scherer. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for.
It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to have you here.
Thank
you so very much for taking the time. I asked you, are you a morning person? Oh, I get laughter.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That must have hit a funny bone.
My friends were asking me last night if I'm going to stay awake all night just to be here in the morning because I am a night owl.
Okay.
So, but it's an honor to be here.
So
I set 3 alarms to get here.
Okay.
I did not want to be late.
First one was a snooze. Well, thank you very much for being on time. I love that. First one had to be the snooze, or I'm not ready yet.
A couple times.
All right.
And then the nudge from my husband, get out of bed, it's time.
So I saw your work at the Festival of Arts. I had to take a moment and just breathe it in. I didn't just see it. I felt your art. And I want to talk about that and what you do, what inspires you to make us feel that way.
Okay.
But first of all, how's it going at the Festival of Arts?
It's like a lifetime dream.
Okay.
I remember, a lifetime, coming through here when I was living in Germany.
Right.
And we came through 13 years ago and visited for the first time.
Okay.
And it just was, it was like such a dream. I thought one day I want to be here. And so after leaving, moving to Laguna 3 years ago,
Right.
Everyone's like, you need to try this. So it's my first year applying and I got in, which is really exciting. And
I could not imagine your art being denied getting in. I could not even fathom that. After looking, I'm like, oh yeah, this is an obvious no-brainer.
Well, I've been painting for more than 30 years.
Okay.
And have been trained. Well, I started doing like the masters.
Okay.
You know, like still lifes, portraits, hyperrealism,
Right.
which I think is a really great foundation before you can really spread out
Right.
and kind of do your own thing and interpret it and become yourself on the canvas.
As a child, and you grew up in Pennsylvania.
I did.
As a child, were you artistically inclined? Were you drawing on your notebooks? Were you that kid?
I was 100% that kid. I would have a pencil and a pad all the time in my hand.
Right.
And if that wasn't there, do you remember those telephone books, the yellow pages?
Yeah.
You couldn't even read any of the numbers. I would be doodling all over them and drawing all over them. So now I'm kind of dating myself. But,
No. You get your parents angry at you that way. What the hell are the Johnson's phone number? I can't see them here.
I can't read you. Stop that. But as far as I can remember, it was a passion of mine.
Right. And it's a big step to say, well, I'm going to stop being an accountant or work in an office of some kind, and I'm going to concentrate on what I love. That's a leap.
It really was. It's been a passion my whole life, like I said, though.
Right.
And my parents actually encouraged me to go to art school.
Were they artistically inclined?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But they loved that I had that passion for it.
Right.
I just at that time was like, I didn't believe that I could. I don't know. I just didn't believe that I could make it.
Right.
And so I went the traditional study
Right.
business and do the things that will pay the bills. and I hated it every single day. So,
So you worked for a large international company.
I
And
did.
you were a paper pusher, as we say.
absolutely, it was like pushing one paper to the next to the next, and they never ran out.
Right.
Okay, it was like, when is this going to end? I just, yeah.
Did you feel stunted, as if your adult life was being stunted, your creative growth, and you felt a need to escape into art, or just the
Not
passion just takes
really.
over?
It just did. Well, what happened was my husband was.
You can say hello to him.
Hello, my dear, and I am here on time and awake. Yes, so he came over from Germany
Okay.
on a 2-year assignment,
Right.
and we worked for the same company,
Okay.
and I was his present going back. So I thought, you know what? It's time, and I left my job, my family and friends, of course,
Right.
the more important, moved to Germany, and thought, if I don't like it, I'll just come back.
Right.
Start over.
Right.
And 28 years later, I was still there. But it gave me the opportunity to make the break
Right.
from the corporate world into my passion and my love for art.
Talk about the type of training that you received in Germany.
Okay.
If you would.
So when I started with a German course, I
Right.
couldn't speak any German when
Right.
I arrived. Actually, 3 days after I arrived, I enrolled into an intensive course.
Okay.
And when my German was good enough, I took a course from Lucas. It's a very well-known brand of paint in
Okay.
Germany, well, through Europe, actually.
Okay.
And the course was how they make the paint from start to tube. And it was really interesting, and I thought, this is it. So I actually have a funny story,
Please.
which is,
Please.
okay, so my husband and I were looking for artwork for our new apartment,
Right.
and we found this artist we really, really liked. And so I got the number, and we saw him on display, and I kept calling. I called like 3-4 times, and I was like, can you please call me back? We're interested in your art, da-da-da. Finally, I don't know, 4th, 5th time, a woman's on the phone. She's like, could you please stop calling here? He does not live here any longer. And I was like, okay, kind of had the phone slammed in my
Well, if she'd have told you that earlier, you would have stopped calling.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. So you know what happened? I went to the art store, bought canvases, paint, stretched my first canvas, and that's it.
Oh my God.
That's where it began.
And your very first work that you...
Oh, it's embarrassing. I hope no one ever sees it again.
Does it exist? Is it somewhere that you can put your hands on
Actually,
it?
my husband has made me a little book of all my artwork.
Oh.
Really, from
He's one... I already like him.
oh, you will love him.
I already like him.
Yeah, he's really special, and he always does these little special gifts for me. Yeah.
So, first of all, a culture shock going from Pennsylvania to Germany. Did you... That was a direct move?
It was a direct move.
Okay. And then
Right.
28 years in Germany.
It was such an experience. It really, I am really blessed to have had that
Right.
opportunity.
Right.
The only one thing that I was not so keen on was the weather.
Okay. All right.
In fact, when my family would come,
Right.
they would call it, instead of Dusseldorf where we live, Drizzeldorf. So
it's
we're like, we're going to Drizzeldorf.
Constantly a little moisture in the air.
And a little
right.
gray,
Right.
but it's a beautiful country. It's a fantastic. It's just a fantastic place to live and to raise your family.
So your technique is influenced by a lot of the photographs that you take,
Yes.
right? And
yes.
in Germany, I imagine that while living in Germany, and your first several works out of the gate were of your surroundings there.
Actually, no.
Okay.
The first few that I started, I began just taking a few courses
Okay.
at local academies.
Okay.
And then after that, I kind of experimented with the masters. So I would try to copy just to learn
Right.
from their technique and how it's a really great learning experience if you when you're starting out to kind of copy some others so that you get a feel for color and just composition and everything, and then you can then internalize that and make it your own, right? Because everybody has their own signature.
Right.
You can't copy that.
And yours, if I were to put one word on your signature, I get a sense of connection in your art. And tell me why I feel that.
Thank you. That is a real big compliment.
It's what it is.
Really,
It's the way
thank
it-
you.
yeah.
Thank you. So my work is, like you said, inspired by photos.
Right.
Living in Germany, we had the opportunity to travel all over the world. And it just, all those differences
Right.
just influenced who I am and how I paint. So I have thousands and thousands of photos,
Right.
and I'll go through them when I'm looking for a new piece to do, and it just has to speak to me. There's something that you get a feeling of connection.
Right.
And I want the viewer, when I'm painting, I put everything, my heart and soul, on that canvas. And I will never, ever let it out into the world unless I feel that. And I embrace differences, I think, from travel and meeting all types of people in all circumstances. So that has kind of I interpreted in my work. Differences of light and shadow and large shapes against tiny little detailed shapes. And when all that comes together, it creates harmony.
Right.
And that's what I want the viewer to feel, like harmony, happiness, nostalgia. You know, even if you haven't been in one of the places I've painted, you can kind of just reminisce and feel something good inside.
Right. And that thank you. You nailed exactly the feeling the other night when I walked by your art.
Thank you.
The juxtaposition of those things.
Absolutely.
It captures you. You stop and you look, and that's wonderful.
Thank you.
No,
thank you so much. It's just such a passion of mine, and I put all that feeling and my heart and soul, like I said, onto that canvas. There are millions that I've painted over. People my husband would laugh at, well, not laugh, but he can confirm. You would think a painting's finished, and if I don't get that feeling, I just paint over it.
Wow.
So I've painted over numerous canvases, and people have come to me afterwards and said, well, where's this one? I'd like to buy it. And it's like kind of a joke now.
Oops.
Actually, I don't know which one it's on any longer. That's like history.
Yeah, I find that fascinating because I would think that as your art has matured and as you've matured, you would start fresh with something new and a new piece and not worry about the old piece. Keep the old pieces. Stop painting over them.
That's what everyone keeps.
Right.
And some of my artist friends, they always say, just put it away. Turn it around.
Right.
Don't look at it, and then start it or whatever. I had this one commission in Germany. It was actually a large size portrait.
Right.
And at that time, I was working with encaustic,
Okay.
which I don't know if you know that.
Explain what that is to our audience.
Okay. So encaustic it's an old technique used back in 2,000-3,000 years ago.
Okay.
And they used it to paint the old Fayum mummy portraits. And the process is you use beeswax, resin, and pigment, and you paint with it molten.
Okay.
So every layer, as you're painting, it's actually drying. And in order to do another layer, you always have to use fire or some like a heat source
Okay.
to burn it in, and so that they come together. And so it kind of died out for years.
Right.
And I was inspired, I don't know, 20, 25 years ago. We were in the museum, modern art, and saw a painting from Jasper Jones. And he had done an encaustic piece, and I was like, wow, it's just something that intrigues me. I need to learn more about that. So, and as an artist, I want to continue to grow and change, and I'm constantly experimenting. I'm constantly taking courses just for fun and for inspiration and to enhance my skill.
Are there mediums, other forms of art that you?
I have not gone into the sculptures, or I have not yet, I
Right,
should say.
right.
It's in the back of my mind, though.
Does it work on a different part of the brain to do that?
I would say, well, I haven't done it, but
Right.
I would think not, because it's like you still use the right side of the brain
Right.
and not your left side where everything is rational. And I'm not 100% sure, but I could imagine that you need to use the right side as well.
Right. I'm guessing your line is quite blurred from left to right side of the brain.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's funny because, as an artist, you only want to be in the right side of the brain.
Right.
And as Debbie, 30 years ago,
Right.
it was like, okay, rational and,
Right.
and that, I guess a combination's okay.
Right.
But when I'm painting, you don't want that left side of the brain interfering at all. You want to be, and I literally get lost when I'm in my studio. I forget to eat. I have no sense of time. I guess a lot of artists say that.
Right.
But literally, I could just paint and paint and paint and just get in that zone, which is.
You mentioned you're a night owl, and I'm guessing that there's a
Yes.
zone of time that is the sweet spot for you. And would that be at night? Would that be when the rest of the house is quiet?
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm really blessed to have my studio at home.
Right.
It's a beautiful studio,
Right.
and here on Laguna Beach.
Right.
And every day I'm just so grateful for it. But I need to, full concentration.
Right.
I need to have 100% to be in it.
I think what I noticed also is that, and I'll include a conversation that we had before we went on air when we talked about the magnificence of the formation of pelicans flying. And as many times as I've seen different formations of pelicans flying, it's always that moment. You wish you could hang on to it forever, but it's just that moment, and
It is.
then the moment's gone.
It is.
You are able to capture that moment.
Thank you. It's my goal to capture that moment, and I think in the process, I won't start a painting until I have this inspiration, and it's really heartfelt.
Right.
It's just something that it's hard to explain, but I just get this feeling. This is what makes me light up, and I want to put everything on the canvas so others can feel that.
Right.
When you see an artist's piece of work, if it's not authentic and it's not 100% the artist, you can tell.
Right.
It's different.
Right. Is who hangs on your wall?
We actually collect artists as well.
Okay.
People would think that, you would have many of your paintings, which
Right.
I have a few.
Right.
The very first portraits I actually painted in my life, I painted as a gift to my husband.
Okay.
Of our 2 children. We have 2 boys.
Oh. And their names?
Nicholas and
Okay.
Christopher.
Okay.
Shout out to them.
Okay.
And the portraits were, though, 6 foot by 8 foot or something each. So I love to paint on a large scale as well. And so they're hanging in our house, along with a few others. But we love to collect other artists. In fact, I love Sue Greenwood's up here in Laguna, her
Right.
gallery. We've collected a few pieces from her gallery, and from Europe. Traveling through Europe, we like to collect some other artists' work.
When traveling, and I'm curious as to, because you've been everywhere,
Well,
just about.
east of here, I would say.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you notice cultural differences that stick with you long after the photograph has been taken and you've brought home?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So my best friend since moving to Germany, she's from India, from New Delhi.
Okay.
But we met in Germany
Okay.
and became friends there. And I had the opportunity to visit some of the places in India with her and celebrate their anniversary, but moving through India. And that was a culture shock, I would say. Different than a lot of the other places we had traveled to, but it was so unique and special. The people so warm and friendly, and the colors, just the bright colors everywhere, are
Right.
just it gives you this special feeling.
Right.
And I really there are beautiful places that we've traveled, South Africa and Australia and Thailand and Israel and Dubai and all through Europe. And it's each place has something unique that I've taken from it.
Right. And are you opposed? And I'm gonna I already know the answer to this question.
Okay, but give it to me.
In combining experiences from South Africa or New Delhi and combining them into one work, because
I've never thought of that, but thank you. Guess what my next painting is going to be, Ed?
All right, thank you. And I think that the precursor to that question would have been whether it's a still life or an abstract creation that you've done. Is that dependent on mood at the time or visualization of something you've seen?
Okay. I think it's more of a period in my art career.
Okay.
So what I was interested in learning at that time, I started with, actually I started doing just pictures for fun for friends and family.
Right.
And with acrylic. And I soon got tired of the acrylic. It dries too fast. I can't get the beautiful depth and the colors that I wanted.
Okay.
So I quickly changed to oil, and it was just magnificent. It's a different world.
Difference being, for those of us that don't know what's...
Okay, for me personally,
Right.
I mean, you can create a beautiful piece in acrylic paint. For me, they seem more flat,
Okay.
and they're not as vibrant.
Okay. So it seems less deep.
Exactly.
Okay.
And my paintings are about coming from my soul,
Right.
right? So to answer your question, though, I started doing still lifes. I wanted to learn realism. I wanted to learn how the masters do glazing and create such a beautiful atmosphere.
Right.
And so I did that for years. Learned how to do, like they were painting still lifes, portraits,
Right.
realism. But then it's like, okay, I've done that. Now what?
Right.
I want to continue to grow and experiment and not get bored.
Right. There's something about the constant thirst of an artist that
Right.
it's indescribable. Right.
It is. And that's what the photos do to me also. It's something you look at and it lights you up. It's like someone going on vacation. That feeling you get excited and it just it's differences.
Right.
You come back to differences. When you have these differences, it lights you up, right? It gives you this special feeling that you're not stale and when that comes together, when you're at a place and everything comes together, it's so harmonious, right?
Talk to me. Beautifully described, first of all. Absolutely
Thank
perfectly
you.
described.
Thank you.
I notice also, well, this is kind of an A and a B to this question, but I notice that in your work, you do just as much with the empty spaces and shadows as with the rest of it. And I'm certainly not a connoisseur, but I know what I like.
Yes.
And there's something really creative about that empty space.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
What am I looking at?
You are looking at, if everything on a canvas is just so busy and full, and it doesn't give your brain time to just rest and to enjoy all the other space, right? If you have so much going on, it's just too busy, and your brain doesn't have chance to like focus on something that makes you feel good, something that you like. You can't appreciate everything unless you have differences. Right?
Okay.
So if you have that empty space, you can appreciate more the space that you might have details or like a little surprise somewhere. Right?
Right. Okay. Again, thank you for that description.
Yes.
Beautifully described.
Thank you. Yes.
And the wall space currently at your Festival of Arts exhibit, how did you select those particular pieces, and how arduous was that task to pick 3 of your best children? Or
It was not very difficult because so another story.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so we have a lot of friends and family visiting. Who doesn't want to come to Laguna Beach, right?
Okay, right.
And we love it. We have open door policy. I just love anyone coming by and visiting. You're always welcome.
Right.
And so time is going by, and all of a sudden it's like, are you going to register? Are you going to take this chance to get into the festival? It's now or never, right?
Right.
Actually not, but it's like, when are you going to do this?
Right.
So I apply. Friends are like encouraging me, yeah, you should. And I thought, okay, it's just a learning experience. As we know, it's very, very difficult, and you have hundreds of artists applying to be in the festival each year. Right. It's a juried festival, and it's really one of a kind. So I submit my application and hear back. So you submit 5 paintings.
Okay.
Digitally.
Okay.
The jurors look at everyone's work, bodies of work, and decide from there. They narrow it down to 120 artists.
Okay.
So those 120 artists go on to the next round, where you actually physically take 3 pieces.
Okay.
It's you hang them at the festival.
Right.
Everyone has to leave. No one's on the premise except for the jurors.
Right.
Which I think is great. And it's totally anonymous. No bios, nothing. It's just all based on the art.
Just the art itself.
Exactly.
Right.
So, having said, I chose 3 of my paintings, and I was just so honored to get past the first round. Really, my first try. I was like, this is so great, and gives you a little boost of encouragement.
Of course it would, yes.
I was like, wow, this is really rewarding. And then when I got in, it was just, I can't even imagine. The feeling I had was, it was really, really rewarding and special. So now I'm thinking, okay, I had those 5 paintings, but I sold 3.
What
and
now?
You need a cohesive body of work, okay?
Right.
So I started painting 12, 15, 16 hours every single day because I wanted to present that type of work.
Right.
And so it was not difficult to choose the ones that I was going to display. I'm still painting for it.
As you take photographs,
Yes.
has your eye gotten better for a photograph?
Oh, absolutely.
And do you now take it with the intent of a future work?
It's still about a feeling.
Right.
It's just
the moment.
Exactly.
Right.
Right? It's just capturing that moment. And sometimes you go through photos later on and it's like, you're still not the one, right? You could come back to those photos and maybe another time it will be the one. You just, that memory comes back and that kind of nostalgia and feeling comes back that it inspires you then.
Your most recent inspiration has been, are you working on something currently that
I am for
Okay.
the show,
Okay.
and it's almost completed.
Okay.
Actually, when I was interviewed last week on Good Day LA,
Right.
I had a piece they wanted me to to actually be painting when they interviewed.
Okay.
And
Showboats.
I
Damn showboats a good day, LA.
sorry. It was a good backdrop, okay. So I was painting there, and actually, the painting, I've never done this before. It's already framed.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And it just wasn't in my mind when I'm looking at it. It was not there yet. So I started painting over one of the figures in the frame and trying to be very careful that I don't ruin this beautiful frame. And so this one is actually an inspiration from Barcelona.
Okay. Beautiful city.
Ah, I love it.
Magnificent.
It is one of my favorites, really. And this piece is called Chocolate Box, and that's all I'm going to tell you about it.
Okay. And we before the end of the run at Festival of Arts, we'll be able to see
it?
Okay.
It will be there, I promise.
All right.
Uh-huh.
So let our audience know how we can best support you online and your website or at the
Sure.
festival itself, all of the ways we can find you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, my website is currently up after many years of my family encouraging me to do the website.
Yes.
And I'm a person that just wants to paint.
Right.
I don't like to do all the other social media I love and enjoy others doing it, but it's just not my thing. So anyway, my son actually was like, Mom, you're in this festival. It's now time. Okay.
Good call. Good call.
So,
was that Christopher?
That was Nicholas.
Nicholas. All right. Good call, Nicholas.
Christopher did have a little bit to do with it, but Nicholas.
All right.
He
Good job, Nicholas.
He did an awesome job. And it's still in work. Well, it's like art, right?
Right.
You always
yeah.
have to keep it updated.
Yes.
You have to work at
You
it.
got to stay on top of it.
You do.
Right.
You don't want the viewers to be like,
and be creative with the content. There's all kinds of
Right.
creativity that rolls into that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So he did an awesome job. And the website is my name,
Okay.
www.Debby, Debby Scherer, SCHERER.com.
Okay.
Instagram, I have an Instagram account, which I promise I will become more
More personally involved in.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And that was an area that, well, I just didn't spend a lot of time on.
Right.
So, but now having, the opportunity to be in the festival, I'm meeting thousands of people.
Right.
Thousands and thousands of people. So it's a good way to connect.
Right.
And my Instagram is Art by Debby Scherer.
Okay.
And email DebbyScherer01@gmail.com.
Okay. I'm sure that our audience is
I would
excited
appreciate
excited to join you on any
And
one of those forums.
It would be great if they would visit me at the festival. I would love to show my art to anyone and talk to them
And you are absolutely approachable at the festival. I came to you, here, do me a favor and take a picture of my family and I before we walk into the pageant here.
Absolutely.
And if I might say, that was one of the greater pictures that we've ever taken. It was just beautiful framing, perfect timing, the lighting. You made us move for the lighting.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Great eye.
Well, my children are always tired when we're traveling, and it's like, can you stop taking photos? But they appreciate it when we're at home and they get to look at them as well.
You can catch her at the Festival of Arts now through the end of the run. And if you missed any portion of this conversation, you can go to the website, voiceoflaguna.com, and catch it. And if you missed any way that you can absolutely find her, whether it's Instagram or her website, call me here or text me here. I'll be happy to join you together. Again, it's all about connections, and I'm glad we made that connection today, Debbie.
Thank you, Ed, so much. It was really great meeting and talking with you.
Pleasure was mine. Debby Scherer, part of the Artist Corner this morning. 8:37 the time. It's the Mornings with Ed show on the all-new Voice of Laguna.